Okay, welcome back, y'all. It's time for me to move on to Michael's favorite part of the meal, which is the sweets. And you know, when we go into Mexican restaurants, it seems like that we fill up so on all the food that we never order desserts. So I don't think of desserts as being a big part of Mexican menus. But the next thing I'm going to make is churros. They're much like a hot donut or a beignet. Now I've melted a half a stick of butter and I'm going to pour in a cup of water. And we're going to bring this to a boil. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of sugar. All right, our ingredients have come to a boil. Now I've got this on high right now, but I'm going to turn it down to kind of a medium, moderate heat. And I'm just going to dump in that all-purpose flour, and I'm going to add the zest of 1 orange. And I'm going to continue to cook this and mix it until it kind of comes away from the pan and forms a ball. And you can see it's following the spoon around. And I've got everything mixed up. All the flour has disappeared. So now I'm going to transfer it to our bowl, and that's going to help cool it off. You can see how stiff that is. All right, now to help it cool down a little bit faster, I'm going to just give it a little mix with an electric mixer. And like I said, that's just going to move that batter around and cool it off. And after it cools off a second, I've got 4 eggs. And I'm going to add those eggs one at a time to our batter. So one at a time, I'm going to drop in the eggs. So I kept beating until I have a smooth batter for us. And now I'm going to move it over into our piping bag. And this is barely warm now from all that beating. And that orange zest smells so nice in there. All right, now we're going to move down to the deep fryer. Now the recipe calls for a temperature of 350 degrees. And we're going to come down here and we're going to drop these into 4-inch pieces in the hot oil. I think these are going to be delicious. I don't think we can go wrong with fried dough at all. All right, now the first 2 are starting to brown a little bit for us. So I'm making sure that I keep them turned so they don't brown too bad on one side. All right, we're going to take these up and let them drain for a second on a paper towel. And since I forgot my nutmeg, I'm just going to come down here. You know, no harm, no foul. I'm just going to add it in the last step. All right, and I've got plenty of nutmeg in it, but put this in your batter because it'll be even more intense. And I'm going to take a half a cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and that was probably a 1/4 a teaspoon of fresh grated nutmeg. And I'm just going to mix that all together real good. And then we're going to take our churros and we're going to toss them in that sugar while they're still warm. You know, once you use fresh nutmeg, you never want to go back to that ground nutmeg in the can. You can see how quick and simple and easy that was. All right, so don't these look wonderful? And you can see why a cup of coffee or a glass of, a mug of hot chocolate would just be wonderful to eat along with these. They're not too sweet. The sweetest part is the sugar that we rolled them in, but the actual cake is like just right. It's just strong with the orange zest.